Let's get to work. Got side quests. We got people to help. Corn pops. We have friends to make. A corn servant. Behold, chat. Once more we spread the glory of corn. My friend, what brings you all this way? Taking in the sights, sounds, and flavors of Tyrol, I trust. As you might have guessed, there is a Hanu in need of my assistance. Yet I lack the strength to make myself seen. I am in need of your assistance. Follow me. I shall take you to them. Hungry Hanu. Despite her bright and colorful plumage, her stomach has left her with a rather gloomy disposition. Oh, my stomach. I can't stand this rationing any longer. My house was flooded in a recent storm, causing most of my food to spoil or rot. Taking great pains to make what little I have last, but simply not enough. See, she requires food with longevity, and she shall have the driest of corns my cob can muster. And there, this should suffice. My word, is all this dried corn for me? There'll be many moons before I could hope to diminish such a bountiful store. Punch is certain to be sublime. Thank you, kind stranger. There's hope for the future yet. Oh, the children will be thrilled. They've aided the corn servant. I'm quite taken with the dried corn. This is well. I shudder to think what havoc spoiled foods might play on her stomach and her bowels. Hunger might well be the least of her problems. Thanks to your timely assistance, however, she and her family will have all the corn they need to help them weather their hardships. Yet there are other empty bellies that beckon, so I must away. Take care. I hope to see you again. Once more we have aided the corn servant in their glorious task. May the true bounty of corn be felt by all of Tulioli. Tyrol shall not go without food. This I swear. Mesmerizing moss. Where could he be? You there! Fierce enough to brave the untamed wilds. Please, I'm in dire need of help. A friend of mine journeyed southwest to Cave Kitikola a while ago and still hasn't returned. I'm beginning to fear the worst has happened. It's likely he simply lost track of time staring at the rainbow moss. I keep thinking about all the beasts skulking about. Please check up on him for me, if only to set my heart at ease. I'll stay here in case he comes back, but in the meantime, visit the cave and search for him. But your northern Hanu will be nearby, so he should be hard to spot. Or shouldn't be hard to spot, rather. The most epic ride we could possibly have for the jungle. Go, Torgal. We ride! Hello, Vagina Bones Lizard. I have to join in the ship hosting. Ah, these waters get more beautiful every time I come. Sensing a distracted prey, creatures move in for the kill. Oh. The glow flies. Careful, chat. The glow flies are moving in for the kill. What was that noise? And I gaze at the moss in peace. But you helped us bring back Ihana. You're a friend of Wuklamat, yes? What are you doing in this cave? Friends? Here? Oh, I didn't even hear them until the commotion was nearly over. Tell you thanks for your courage. Now that my reverie has been broken, I should return to my friend. Must be worried sick. Oh, Torgo, we ride! Do 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 do. Returned. He looks slightly unsettled, but none the worse for wear otherwise. The cave is where we gather the rainbow moss used in our medicines. Long been held sacred as a healing spot due to its tranquil scenery. I haven't been since the great storm and was worried that perhaps it had suffered damage in the floods. I'm glad to hear nothing has changed. More than anything, I'm glad my friend returned safely. Do not come along, the day might not have been much darker. The guy who turned into Dracula knew it with glasses, knew what he was doing, and it was a form of psychological warfare. All of them are just weird theater nerds. The shitposting is strong today. A lot of side quests to do here. Danger at the dock. By those stout legs, like a towering tree, rippling arms like gnarled branches, might you lend me your strength for a simple hunt? The storm left more than destruction in its wake. Fearsome beasts now infest the forest, and our culling is an unending task. Reports tell that a trio of uots have been sighted lurking near the docks to the east. Easy prey for the likes of you. Might you exterminate them so we can once again travel the waters in safety? I sure can. Cactus! Where are we headed? Oh, way over there. A bit of a drive. I want to know where the chocobo with the sombrero and the cactuar saddle come from. I want to find that. That's got to be from like hunts or something. It's like hunts or fates or something. Oh no, not here. Further up the road. Oh, that's what an uat is. Uyuipoga. Oh, there's another one. Get him Reese's Puffs. I'm gonna add some beef to it. What is that? Bro, that's a Murloc. I recognize that anywhere. That's a Murloc. Hang on. That's a Murloc. 100%. I see you. Got the paint and everything. Classy shout out, I like that. This is a jam. I love this track. I think this is just the boss music from the Ifrit battle that you do during the quest, but I think that's also the Ifrit boss music in the game. Oh, the mighty hunter returns. You what's been reduced to shredded vines? Sure have. I knew you would be equal to the task. I will spread word that the docks are open for safe passage. The great storm affected all life in the forest, washing away what was and leaving behind only uncertainty. Many seldom traveled roads where desperate fiends still lurk. With the collapse of the Great Stairs, we've taken using waterways and other uncommon routes to get from place to place until the repairs are complete. That day cannot come too soon. Until then, however, we must make do. Thank you for your bravery. Great success. What we should use? There's a lot of mounts we haven't used in a long time. Let's put the mount roulette on our bar somewhere. Right of the Winds Chosen. Oh ho, Kali, Andy. Of course I know your name. Who isn't familiar with Luke Lamont's companion? Not to mention, your friends can't seem to go a moment without mentioning you. Huh. I'm Lanuhanu, and I have the honor of being the Wind's Chosen. My feathers which adorn the festival float. The wind has guided me for a reason. A visitor to our village who has fast become an honored friend would offer you a chance to strengthen our bonds. Okay. Perhaps you're familiar with the Landsguard. Customary among the Wind's Chosen to save their molted feathers and present them to these brave protectors as gifts every few years. At this very moment, one of their number is making their way to Akhanu to receive our offering. There's much more to it than just a simple delivery. I think you'd be interested in taking part. It would deepen your understanding of our ways, and perhaps you and this member of the Landsguard will become fast friends. I would start this small task if you're willing. Nanashe is the name of our guest, and he was due to arrive some time ago. I fear he may be lost. Would you search the road for him? I'll stay behind in case he arrives here after all. For a dude lost on the road. There's a person on the road. That looks to be our guy. Looking for me? You're not the Hanu, unless you're molting something awful. But no. Ah, so that's the way of it. Well, now that you find me, I suppose I better get on with it. Sorry for my lack of enthusiasm. I joined the Landsguard hoping I could bust some skulls, slaughter some beasts. You know, use these muscles of mine. For my first assignment, I'm lugging crates of supplies around. It's not exactly what I had in mind. I suppose complaining won't get this done any faster. Let's go meet this Lanuhanu then. You wanted to be a paladin, not a squire. Didn't you know all great paladins start as squires? Or at least rudimentary warriors. You usually do roughshod random nonsense, which then eventually leads into the killing. Patience. Patience. I was just coming here to pick up some feathers. My superiors didn't say anything about helping someone. You found him. Now we can begin. Before the gift of feathers is to be bestowed, there are proper steps that must be taken. Firstly, I bid the warmest of welcomes to Nanashe. Nahanshe. The Wind's Chosen, it is my solemn duty to show you what sights our humble village has to offer. Son of the Landsguard, it behooves you to become familiar with all corners of the continent, yes? Come with me to the center of Akhanu, and behold the entire village at once. To survey the center of the village. Take it all in. This is Akhanu. You can see our homes are made from wood and reeds, both of which the forest blesses us with in abundance. But nature's blessings are to be treated with care, for dry reeds can easily catch flame, and if they do, they risk setting our entire village alight. Building waterways through Akhanu is a way to protect us from such incidents. Aquatic beasts can travel them as well. And when these beasts become too great in number, we beseech the Landsguard to cull them. Do you know? No, I thought hunting duty was just a way to keep us sharp. While I'm here, I'll make sure nothing troubles your home. All of Akhanu would thank you. Now for the reason you came. Feathers of the Wind's Chosen. used to adorn the equipment worn by the Landsguard. The design evokes the image of Kisaihi, great bird revered by all Hanu Hanu. Feathers give it a touch of authenticity that makes the soldiers appear all the fiercer. Every soldier's outfit is designed according to their profession. Each feather must undergo an elaborate process of dyeing and oiling to meet the Landsguard's varied needs. So without further ado, let us begin. First ask that you come meet me at the gate to the southeast. Fine, I should warn you, I'm not known for my delicate hands. Funny, I'm known as he of strong yet supple fingers. That went about as well as expected. Stay behind for a moment, Andy. I'd like to hear your opinions of Nahanshe. Not the most motivated person. I have the same impression. Truth be told, his attitude is the same as every Landsguard troop who comes to receive this gift, and we're meant to fix it. Consider this a rite of passage of sorts. The Landsguard sends us troops whose rough edges want for polish. The tasks we set before them serve as a whetstone. In the course of our work, they gain a great insight into the history and meaning behind this exchange of gifts. Soldiers with a tangible bond and to their charge will protect it all the more staunchly. In recent days, however, even our treasure trove of knowledge hasn't been enough to rouse the spirits of some. Working alongside someone as capable as you, Nahanshe may find the extra motivation he needs. Now then, let us proceed to the southeastern gate. All this goes without saying, keep this little conversation between us a secret. Oh no, that's right. What did I do to deserve this? Well, I know why my superiors are snickering behind my back as I departed. Hanu Hanu might think this bird god is worth all this trouble, but I just want to get this over with. One feather at a time. Now that everything is here, it's time to begin. Together we shall make these feathers so striking that even Kizahihi would be envious. The first items we require are dyes and oils. The former is used to match the feathers of the various uniforms worn by the troops. The latter serves a different purpose. As you can see by observing yours truly, Hanu Hanu boast feathers full and colorful, thanks to the oils our body secretes. Keep our coat from becoming drab and brittle. The feathers we gift to the Landsguard were molted long ago, since lost their natural luster. We must apply oil to make them as vibrant as those of a Hanu in their prime. The task of gathering said oils and dyes falls to Andy. Go to Akbek Bay, where a crate has already been prepared. In the meantime, Nahanshe will get the feathers. Okay. Ride the Goobu. Pretty sure the Mata Matas are just dragon turtles. You hear about the supplies? Good, good. Everything's in that crate over there. It's heavy, so be careful not to drop it on those dainty toes of yours. Or still, you might break a bottle of dye. Landsguard artists who design their uniforms is very particular about their coloring, so not a single one can go to waste. Just gonna lurk, haven't started Dawntrail yet? That's fair, Sonata. Enjoy your lurk. Thanks for checking in. Nothing a soldier loves more than their equipment, so every detail has to be just right. Put as carefully as you can back to Lanu Hanu. Deliver the crate of dyes and oils to Lanuhanu at Akhanu before the time runs out. You have 3 minutes to complete your task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. Be wary of attacks from enemies, which will sap your strength. Deliver the silver monkey back to its final resting place. You win this fabulous prize: a Nintendo 64 and a keyboard from Yamaha. Where are we going with this? I forgot. I've lost my sense of direction. Or there was a faster way back here. Made it back either way. These really feathers, they're so heavy. How many are in there? Hundreds? Thousands? More? Chat, what's heavier? Kilogram of steel? Kilogram of feathers. Right. Kilogram of steel. Steel. Heavier than feathers. But did excellent work today. Hanshe, it appears you might need some rest after your ordeal, You good? How many feathers did you pack into that crate? Are you sure you didn't send me to get the dyes and oils? Glad I didn't, Hanshe. Randy's crate is much heavier. He also carried it for a much greater distance. Really now? Here, I thought I was the stronger. Man, rested during my first assignment. Just because I carry a book, don't think that this whole body is for show. Flex shatters the whole thing off. Godbert style. I assure you these muscles are not for show, my good man. That won't happen again. I've had enough rest, so let's get on with it. To insist, Nahanshe. Let's proceed to the heart of the matter. First, we must dye each feather one by one. But be careful, for each color is needed in differing quantities. The equipment used to attack is adorned with black feathers, while the equipment used for defense is adorned with feathers in their original green. For those, we must carefully... Hold on just a damn moment. We're dyeing all of these, one by one? I'll be an old man by then. There has to be a better way, so throw a few dozen of them in the big bowl of dye. Ah, but that will make the coloring uneven, Nahanshe. As I was saying, we must carefully apply oil to the feathers to bring out their original color, or they'll quickly become brittle. I see. It'll be a test of patience, but with the three of us, it shall be over before the moon turns. Probably. Worry not, for I'm here to teach you how best to see the job done. I suppose I'm thankful for that. Truth be told, I never knew so much hard work went into our uniforms. For our brothers and sisters in the Landsguard, no effort is too great. Hanu are honored that you wear our feathers. Hamming it up there a little bit, huh? You're surprised? As the wind's chosen, seeing my feathers become a symbol of the great Kizahihi fills me with a joy unequaled in the world. And to have them adorn the Landsguard's armor makes my joy all the sweeter. You and Toral can claim such an honor. Can be no mistakes. There's really more to this than I thought. I would like to apologize for how I've been acting. See now that things are done a certain way for a reason. So while I may grow old and gray in the doing, I'll see that every feather is dyed or oiled properly. At least we're in this together, eh, Andy? Work was swift and capable, Andy. The hardest part is behind us now. Reckon I'll be cleaning dye from under my nails for some days yet, but I won't complain about honest work. I have to think about how to get these back to Tuliolol. Don't get ahead of yourself, young Nahashe. Yes, the hard part is behind us. There is more I would ask of you. As I've said before, Izaihi is revered by the Hanu Hanu, and must pay due respects for use of its likeness. As such, there are time-honored rituals that must be followed before we give this offering to the Landsguard. Our next step is simple. We must bring the feathers before the likeness of Kizaihi and Kozanukai. Kozanuuki. Iki? I think that's how it's pronounced. Have the priestess beseech the great bird to bestow the wind's blessing upon them. I'll lug in that crate around then. I can do it, but if we're going any further than last time, I might need a couple breaks. Don't worry, Nahashe. I will carry the feathers. I have something different in mind for both of you. A friend of mine awaits you on the road to Kozanuuki. Speak with him and do exactly as he instructs. Okay. Off we go then. I still got some credit for that at least. A bit late to the party, but still got something out of it. A carefree Hanu. He's carrying the crate. What are we meant to be doing? I hope something even heavier isn't in our future. Welcome, welcome. I understand you seek the blessing of the wind. The priestess requires a special type of bark to complete the ceremony, and your job is to gather it. You must tread carefully, for the shores where the trees are found teem with hungry beasts. I suggest clearing the area first so none doesn't sneak up upon you. I don't mind a bit of hunting, but these arms aren't meant for... apologies. Suppose complaining is a habit I should aim to break. It's all part of the process of making our equipment, isn't it? There's a reason we need this bark, so I'll get the bark we shall. I'll search the south side, Andy, you take the north. Frogs. I see frog. Poison frogs. Alright, we're gonna avoid the poison frogs. Those frogs are pretty, but they are also exceedingly dangerous. Oh, there's one right there. Do not touch the danger frog. It is not friend. Aha. We have found the legendary floating tree. A fern. It floats above the ground. Legends are true. It does exist. Irritated stink shell? Gross. Stinky turtles. Killed the stinky turtles. We found the bark. Bark has special dialogue. Taken from trees found near the riverbanks of Kozanuukai, or whatever. This bark has an almost indescribable scent. It smells like nothing I've ever smelled before. There's nothing to compare this to. It is a completely unique scent. It's weird. Why do I get the feeling a story is coming? Yes. Well done, you two. You brought exactly why I asked, but I suppose you're still curious as to why the bark had to be from those specific trees. The answer lies within the legend of Kizaihi. You see, our ancestors hailed from a different land, guided here by the Great Bird. But upon their arrival, they found perilous woodlands overrun by hungry fiends. Many Hanu were lost to their gluttonous appetite in the wild. They had nearly succumbed to despair. Then Kizaihi let out a mighty screech, echoed through the land, setting the trees aglow. Taking this as divine guidance, our beleaguered ancestors took bark from the trunks and burnt it. Smoke wafted through the air, and the beasts found it so repugnant that they were forced to flee, one and all. Since that day, warriors would burn incense before battle in the hopes it would ward them from harm. Thus we bless the Landsguard's feathers in the same way, that they too might bask in Kizaihi's protection. Now, take the bark to Kozanuki, and on the way, I would be glad if you offered your sincerest prayers to the Great Bird. We're not gonna pray too hard, though. We're not trying to summon the bird. Ah, yes. My tank. It's a shame this one doesn't have a unique music to it. Finally here. Mind giving me your bark? I'll deliver it to the Hanu priestess. Okay. Thank you, Andy. Once I'm finished, let's offer our prayers. Wouldn't want to disappoint our hosts, after all. They take the tradition seriously, don't they? I knew they wished for good harvests and such, but never imagined we Landsguard were in their thoughts all this time. This has been an eye-opening experience, to be sure, but I can't help but wonder why we're so important to them. Why allow us to use the revered god in the designs of our equipment? Are you a Landsguard yourself? Do you ask such questions? Randy, aren't you? I'm Zuli Holly. I know we have you to thank for Ihihana's success, but even so, I must ask that you stand aside. Okay. You're Nahanshe, of whom I've heard much. I'm surprised you have the gall to step foot into such a sacred place. The elders may sing praises of the Landsguard, their minds have been warped by too many moltings. The new generation is sick of their ceaseless chirping. Just say your lines, remember how we practiced. Oh no. Oh yeah, I understand. We heard you complain when you took the feathers. We saw the disdain in your eyes. Someone with such disrespect for our history doesn't deserve to bask in Kizaihi's grace. Yeah. What? Is this part of the rite of passage? He'll learn in time. That may be so, Andy, but he's had enough chances. We refuse to suffer his Landsguard to be in Akanu. Listen well and remember, the sacred likeness of Kizaihi was once reduced to shredded reeds. By whom, you ask? Why, none other than Gulu Jaja, Dawn's servant and founder of the Landsguard. No, the Dawn servant would never. This misdeed will never be forgotten. If you have any pride in your position, you should be ashamed at your ignorance and lack of respect. How will you answer for that? Yes, you must answer and answer well, or we will be very angry with you. That seemed poorly scripted. I had no idea about this history of conflict. Why didn't Lanu Hanu say anything? And why am I taking the blame for the past? In any case, we can't stay here. I have to think about this. I don't see why Zuli Holly would lie. How have I never heard of the Dawn Servant's affront to the Hanu Hanu? And why would Lanu Hanu act so proud to have his feathers adorning our equipment? I'm no good with numbers, but even I can tell something doesn't add up here. I thought something was off too. Ah, then it wasn't just me. Either way, I'd like to leave here on Hanu's good side. Well, our best bet is probably to return to Akhanu. If anyone can tell us what the truth is about what happened with the Dawn Servant, it would be Lanu Hanu. You know, I just noticed there's an upstairs here. What's upstairs here? Oh, there's a vista up here. Kozanuoki. A reed-woven statue of the Hanu Hanu deity Kizaihi is ensconced here in this place of worship. The shrine is believed to stand on sacred ground, a holy dry land blessed by the sun's rays in the otherwise swampy terrain. Welcome, Wendell. Any friend of Wukelmon is a friend of ours. Ow. My leg. Alright, what melon are we getting this time? Yo, the Leshens are here. The woodsman. Oh. Huh. I guess I didn't anticipate that this would be deep enough to swim in. We forded the river, we lost the horses. I forgot about this mount entirely. I completely forgot this mount existed. The Leafman. I wonder if Prezkane ever got logged back in. I don't see him, but the crate's not here either. Might have left to Kozanuki already. Wouldn't we have seen him on the road if he had, though? The forest is vast, I suppose. Anyways, maybe one of the younger Hanuhana around here can tell us if Zuli Holly's scorn is shared. Ask around. Ask around we shall. That's a cool looking stud. Answer though. Guardian Core skirt? I don't recognize that. Of course every Hanu knows the story of the Dawn Servant's visit, but it might be more accurate to call it a rescue. But at the time, our home was beset by beasts and fiends. When Gulu Jaja heard this terrible news, he personally came to drive out every last one. Okay. Oh, I don't think this has ever been available a second time. It's the Final Fantasy XIII crossover event. That's what that's from. That's why I don't recognize it. It's one of the few events I didn't get to do. Zuli Holly said all that? Well, I do remember hearing that when our ancestors beheld the ruined figures, some of them viewed it as a terrible insult, even though they were saved. Could be that grudge had been inherited by the children and grandchildren? Can't speak on such matters, but perhaps Lanu Hanu can. He is wise in our ways and makes an effort to befriend everyone he can. Oh, that makes me sad, because that's the robe I really like, and I can't use that. Likeness of Kizaihi. My father actually worked for a parrot. Told me that the Dawn Servant slaughtered the beast was swift and brutal, but left many of our shrines and homes damaged in its wake. What choice did he have? Fiends were at our doors. Father and his friends agreed that it was better to be alive. At least that way they could rebuild. Hmm. Well, they have the news, the informations. What's the word, Andy? From what I heard, the Dawn Servant really did destroy that sacred figure. I see. Can't say I'm surprised that some Hanu would bear a grudge. Zulia Holly was telling the truth. Something still doesn't sit right with me, though. The Dawn Servant wouldn't simply go on a rampage and leave the Hanu to clean things up. He'd have more compassion than that. Anshe, Andy, you won't believe what happened. I was surrounded by Zula Holly and her cronies while on my way to the shrine. They stole the crate of feathers from out of my claws, saying no Landsguard could have it until Nahanshe gave his answer. Assume you know what they're talking about? Said if you ignore their demand, they'll burn every last feather. What? Have they gone mad? Not to be good, I'm sorry, but can you go install them for a while? There's something I must look into first. I know what you're thinking, Andy. Isn't this going a little too far? I would answer that the results shall speak for themselves. We simply wait and see what Nahanshe brings us. Lily Holly and the others are waiting in the south of the shrine. Let us go there and stall them, Nahanshe requested. I know what you're thinking. I've taken this too far. Hear me out. Okay. I think this is a little extreme. Nope. Bike movie. Back to Donkey Kong Country. Oh, we rolled different again. Oh shit, poison frogs. Run! Oh, hey. Look at that. Walked into one. The one horse that's worth getting. Love the Titan. The Titan song is my absolute favorite. Love the Titan song. Nahanshe should be here soon. Lucky to have you spurn him into action. While our methods may appear rather blunt to you, wait until Nahanshe speaks before you judge us. Wait quietly. Hear his answer. I don't know why you make us wait so long, Nahanshe, but I hope whatever you found was worth it. I spoke with the eldest Hanu in your village. He told me the story of the Dawn Servant's visit, the destruction of the Kizahihi's likeness. The whole story. Max, what are you doing? Seems he, particularly the head of reason, was filled with anguish at the sight and offered his deepest apologies. To make amends, he devised a way to assemble an even more robust figure from the remains of the previous one. His work was done overnight, and the head of resolve called upon the whole village to celebrate their newfound peace. For the first time in a long time, Ihihana commenced. The Dawn Servant was chosen to ride the sacred float. After the festivities, the Dawn Servant said that when he finally established a unified nation in Tyrol, he wanted a motif representing Kiza-Ihi to be among those used in his soldiers' uniforms. He declared that different tribes can forge friendships so long as they can open their hearts to one another. That his nation would be one where peoples of all stripes could live in harmony. His soldiers would become a symbol of that promise. So you can learn for yourself after all. You should have come here with that knowledge already seared into your memory. I know, I have no excuse for my ignorance, and the petulance born from it. This experience has taught me so many things. And now, with full knowledge of this history, I'm filled with much greater sense of purpose than before. I feel more keenly than ever that my duty as a Landsguard is to serve every corner of Tyrol. To fill that duty, I must have our equipment, so please, I beg of you, entrust the feathers to me in good faith. He'll be a fine soldier. Wouldn't you agree, Lanuhanu? What? Yes, indeed. Quite the moving display. My feathers were standing up straight. Thank you for looking after Nahanche during his growth, Andy. Huh. Not the first time. My growth? What are you talking about? Why, this was all a performance. A performance to guide you along the path to becoming a worthy Landsguard. The rite of passage is complete. But my superiors weren't pulling one over on me. They were worried about me. Didn't realize my conduct was so concerning. Tell them what you told us. Their concerns will vanish. You'll be welcomed back with open arms. Before you do that, there are more places to visit, more materials to collect. Mihanu aren't the only people who love teaching lessons. Please, I don't want to think about that now. I was worried sick enough imagining what would happen if I couldn't get the feathers. Well, you've earned a bit of rest. Return to Akhanu and we'll deliver the feathers to you after the priestess has blessed them. That part, at least, was no ruse. If you don't mind, I'd like to go to Kozunuuki. Feel I should offer one more prayer to Kiza-Ihi. He's figured it out. Very well, Andy. Why don't you wait at Okuno? I'll bring the feathers, and I'd like to speak with you once more before you go. How expensive is it to go back? Oh wow, it's pricey. Wow, to go from one side of the world to the other, it's 2,000 gil. What a tax. Jeez, to go all the way to Garlemald even. It costs me less money to go to another planet. Or back in time. But not the moon. The moon is pretty expensive. The pricing is a little weird. I feel like that could be a little bit more consistent based on distances. I only ever really use it very seldomly. Now that our rite of passage is behind us, allow me to offer my thanks for all your help, but also offer my apologies for making you party to our little deception. I would have told you everything, but I don't think the ending would have been quite so effective if I did. I agree. I'm grateful things went the way they did. The lessons I learned here will guide me as I become acquainted with all of Tyrol's people. Speaking of which, the next leg of my journey awaits. Here we meet again. We're gonna take more omelet rice! Let's go! Alright, we have even more side quests still to finish yet. We're still not done here.